Our program is going to tell you exactly what to do. But just to give you an example, sir, could you borrow from yourself out of that bank account, not using a dime of the money that you are investing each month to grow your portfolio to make you even more money? Could you take $30,000 out of that bank account? You still have about $70,000 left. Take 30,000 out, apply it to this mortgage, and be paid down to right here in 1 month. You're paying off a year's worth of principal, but you're doing it in 1 month. Could you do that, sir? He says, well, yeah. I said, well, what happens to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12? He says, well, if I'm paid down to here in 1 month, I just saved a ton of money in interest. So here's what happens, folks. Every real estate investor that I know has been taught this. He moved the loan from point A, line 1, to point B, line 12, and it cost him $73,000 to do it. But he didn't mind because he made so much money elsewhere. He made so much money collecting the rents and just paying the mortgage, which is $8,700 a month. Paying $8,700 a month out of all the rents he's receiving. He thought that was a deal, a huge deal. But now he's looking at taking $30,000 out of his savings, applying it to this loan, moving the loan from point A to point B, not for $73,000, but for only $6,203.78 in interest. So he's acquired 30 grand worth of principal, worth of equity, but this equity only cost him $6,200 in interest, borrowed money from his reserve account. And I said, sir, since you borrowed money from your reserve account, do you want to pay that back to yourself? He says, yeah. I said, based on the $6,000 you're putting in there every month, how long is it going to take you to pay yourself back? He says, about 5 months. I said, once you pay yourself back, could you do it again? He says, well, yeah. And 5 months later, could you do it again? He said, the light bulb came on. Since by using monies that I'm making 0.1% on, that's just sitting there waiting for something bad to happen. Are you telling me I could use that money to cut my interest costs by more than 2/3, 75% off, pay off all of my debt in about 5 years? Or if I'm not interested in paying off my debt in 5 years, gaining equity at 5 times the regular rate so I can cash out refi years sooner, not after 15 years, but maybe after 3 or 4 or 5 years. I can cash out refi, take that money and build more equity too. But it didn't cost me after 5 years. Look at this. After 60 months on this thing, his equity would have cost him $352,000 to get $170,000 paid down. Now his equity doesn't cost him anywhere near that because he's using monies optimally that's set aside just for his reserve account. Ladies and gentlemen, stop believing that anything you can do to get out of debt is as good as any other thing you can do to get out of debt. By managing your debt the P.I.L.L method way, you're able to acquire assets at a much lower cost because we're looking at the interest cost as part of the cost of your buildings. And if you can get that interest down, gaining the same asset, Lord have mercy, for a lot less interest. And in this case, he's saving nearly $900,000 in interest that he can now reinvest somewhere else. Folks, I can't think of a better way to look at this thing. And the difference is so drastic. The difference is so tremendous. It cannot, it must not be overlooked any longer. This cannot be equated to anything else you've seen in the marketplace in managing your debt. This is head and shoulders. This is disruptive information. It's disruptive technology. And I'm telling you, everyone will have one. Don't wait until everyone does have one. And then you decide, oh yeah, now it works. After you've lost $1 million, take advantage of it now so you can make $1 million.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.